Okay, I'm getting ready to sting. I have all my bees, and I decided to do a quick video to address kind of my feelings on people who are sitting on the fence trying to think about sting therapy. I've had a number of people write to me privately asking questions about my personal experience. The problem with my personal experience, take a look if you're in Pioneers at the testimonials. I'm the last one, CK Therapeutic. My story is long and it's complicated, and it didn't start with bees. Do I wish it had? Probably. You know, I mean, I'd be able to tell you more, but the thing is that every experience is going to be different. So I use, I used herbals at first, very specific type called classical Chinese herbs, made by a very well-known herbalist in the Pacific Northwest. They're gentle. They were well researched. It wasn't just something he threw together. Then I used low-dose naltrexone, and I used marijuana, and then I moved on. I lost funding, and I lost the ability to take herbs, and I kept doing herbal protocols, and then finally I found bees. And then I actually added back in herbs too. So my experience is going to be different than yours. But if you're sitting on the fence and you're wondering about, things, questions and stuff, take a look at the protocol that Amber has in her group. I have a similar protocol in my group, but we pretty much follow the same type of guidelines. And, take a look at the studies that are out there. There are not going to be tons of studies on live bee therapy because our government doesn't wish to research that, and it looks our institutions aren't researching it as much. There have been some studies I think I've seen on animals, and there's been some studies, in the lab on, Lyme and melatonin. And it's just, take a look around, but this is going to be kind of a journey, a personal journey, and I think that's why Amber's group is called Pioneers. Is if it starts with that is because there just isn't a whole lot of research. It's an ancient treatment, but there's no interest in something you can't patent. So on that note, I'm going to be stinging, actually myself and Barry here a little bit. And I encourage those of you who are sitting on the fence to maybe give it a go, do a testing, and make sure you got your vitamin C, all the stuff that's in that PIN protocol on board, but you have to have vitamin C. You got to be doing detoxing. I think you have to have magnesium on board. For detox, some people use apple cider vinegar and water, I think, and don't swallow that straight. It's bad for you. Lemon juice and water. I mean, this stuff's all in the PIN protocol. And then detox baths. If you have problems with sulfur, don't use magnesium sulfate. Use magnesium chloride, or you can use sauna like I do. I don't actually do detox baths anymore. It has more problems than it solves. But I guess at the end of the day, what I'm saying is if you're waiting for somebody to reassure you about bee venom therapy, probably the best thing you can do is to sit back and watch in group and watch people talk about their experiences. But if you actually want to start healing, you may want to start stinging. If you don't feel comfortable stinging, then maybe start taking bee products first. Or start an herbal protocol like the one I'm on. Don't just go willy-nilly at herbal protocols. It doesn't work. Start taking vitamin C. Start doing the preparatory actions for bee venom therapy or for whatever therapy, because this disease, this set of diseases, you have to treat. And you might want to try dietary things. And for me, that meant using a lot of greens. And I had to go back to fish. But basically wheat-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, no cheap oils. And that does include stuff like canola that we were taught was good. So olive oil, coconut oil. I mean, just stay away from crappy food. Anything that's packaged and processed is crappy. So, anyway, I hope that helps. Start stinging. Bye.